Hey guys, it's Rag. I just accepted my transfer letter to Cornell, and if you're interested in the transfer process, I'm going to go over a few tips to help you get through that and also share parts of my experience and what helped me. So yeah, let's get into it. Whether you just started thinking about transferring or already deep in applications, I hope this helps you feel a little less alone and more confident in your next steps. Sorry, I had to switch locations for my room because I forgot we had a vacation planned. So yeah, I'm in my cousin's house right now. So yeah, sorry about that. Let me just start off and say that I was that kid in high school that applied to a lot of elite schools for the sole reason that they were elite. I knew I had kind of an interest in politics and economics, but I applied to schools based on their ranking and general feel. For example, I applied to UPenn ED, and although they had top tier econ program, there was no specific program I was interested in. And there's nothing wrong with applying to these really good schools because most of them do have really good programs in almost anything. And when you apply to them for the sole reason that they're a T20 or an Ivy League school, then more often than not, your application is not going to stand out. As an undergrad, I applied to Bing, Princeton, Columbia, Yale, Cornell, Chicago, Boston College, Washington University at St. Louis, Northwestern, Brown, GW, NYU, Stanford, UMich, and Georgetown. And I was only accepted by Bing and GW and was waitlisted by Northwestern, Chicago, WashU, and BC. So I was basically rejected by every elite school I applied to, and I was obviously very distraught at the time, but ended up being the best decision that has ever happened to me, and I couldn't have wanted it to go any other way. Actually, I ended up picking GW and met some amazing friends, people that I will be friends for the rest of my life, and I really enjoyed being in DC and experiencing that culture, and also going to so many sports events, DC United, Washington Spirit, and especially hockey. I love the Capitals. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time there, and I wouldn't want to trade that for any other school. My first tip for transferring is having a clear academic and career goal. Now you're probably wondering why I transferred from GW if I love it so much. And the reason is because of my personal career interests. Near the end of my senior year in high school, I was taking an environmental science class, and the teacher was amazing. I fell in love with him, and I fell in love with the class, and I really enjoyed studying and learning about plastics, climate change, and renewable energy. In my first year at GW, I took a class related to that called Chemistry in Context, and I also took Intro to Sustainability. And I really enjoyed those courses as well, but when I tried to further my interests in that area, I was restricted. GW only offered a minor in sustainability, while the environmental science major was geared toward GIS system and geography. In addition, there weren't any classes in environmental justice, a topic I became familiar with while volunteering with T20s, a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to planting trees in marginalized communities that face the brunt of climate change. Lastly, research opportunities related to the environment were few, and these reasons were the backbone of why I transferred. Through my experiences in the past year, I found my passion was in defending the environment, and with my current interest in politics, environmental law became a career I really wanted to pursue. With this in mind, I could find college programs that suited my needs and built a quality application because my experiences, such as volunteering with T20s, being on the GW student dining panel, or creating a sustainability project aimed at reducing utensil plastic waste, were all tailored to my interest in the major I wanted to transfer into. And this wraps up my first key point of transferring, which is you have to make sure that the program you're transferring into matches your interests and the things you have been doing at your current school. Schools are looking for students that they will know will pursue the degree they are applying for and choose that career and chase that profession. You only have 2 to 3 years depending on when you transfer, and so they want to make sure that you are going to pursue that degree to the best you can, and you're gonna have to stick on that path. Most schools don't let you even transfer to a different school once you transfer into their school. Now this brings me to my second key point of transferring. You have to show that the school you're applying for will give you the resources to pursue a career that the school you're currently at can't provide. For example, Cornell offers a full major in environment and sustainability and a specific environmental policy concentration, which GW didn't have. I specifically mentioned Cornell's various classes in environmental justice, their current collaboration with the Atkinson Center for Sustainability, and as well as professors whose work and courses aligned with my interests. I looked at specific classes I would take if I was admitted and mentioned them by name. This shows admissions officers that you've done your research and you're not just transferring to get a better name. You're transferring because this school has what you need to pursue the career you want. My last point is that you have to show maturity and that you're making the most of your time at your current school. For me, that meant joining organizations like GW Votes, which matched my interest in public service, the Alexander Hamilton Society, which matched my interest in politics and government, and KC Trees, which matched my interests in environment and environmental justice. I didn't just sit around and wait for the perfect school. I got involved, worked on issues I cared about, and showed that I was serious about my interests even before I transferred. You want to show that you're not running away from your current school, but rather you are growing, and now you are ready to take that next step. And finally, don't feel like you need to present yourself as a perfect candidate. What helped me the most was being real. I didn't transfer to improve my personal image or redo my college experience. I transferred because I found a passion and realized I needed a place where I could pursue it fully. Nothing. Yeah? So yeah, these are my main tips and lessons in going through the transfer process. It wasn't easy, but it pushed me to figure out who I am, what I care about, and where I want to go. If you're thinking about transferring, just remember that it's okay to grow, it's okay to change directions, and it's okay to ask more from your college experience. Thanks for listening, and good luck. You got this. Remember, at the end of the day, you can only put your best self forward and just focus on yourself. So yeah, make sure to keep it real and keep it rag. Low battery. If you're thinking about transferring, just remember that it's okay.